I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, you look like you have AIDS, you should go die. I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Big news tonight in Lancaster, where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 34.
Yeah, the troubled performer grew up in the limelight, but he was in and out of rehab several times in his short life.
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
What if I told you that Aaron Carter's tragic death might not be what it seems? 50 Cent recently revealed that Aaron's last days may have had deeper ties to Diddy. Aaron spent his life entertaining millions of people, but behind the scenes, he was pleading for help, trapped, abandoned, and surrounded by people who wanted him gone. The system failed him in ways that are both heartbreaking and horrific, so now that 50 Cent is bringing this terrifying story to light, there is a lot to unpack, so let's get started. How are you, man? I'm doing well. How are you, young brother? Everything is selling out arenas, and everything is beginning to act differently. You haven't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out. I mean, you try to get in touch with me, through all of my business, partners and so forth. But before we get into Aaron's jaw-dropping encounters with Diddy and the heartbreaking events that led to his tragic demise, let's go back in time. I promise you that the forces at work in Aaron's life will leave you shaken, from shocking betrayals from his own mother to industry pressures. This backstory will explain a lot about why Aaron's life took the terrible turn that it did. As a child star, Aaron Carter captivated hearts around the world with his contagious energy, catchy tunes, and boy-next-door charm. He became a household name with hits like I Want Candy and sold millions of albums by the age of 13, but what appeared to be a dream on the surface was the start of a complex, turbulent life shaped by fame and exploitation. The next song I'd like to share will take you on an unforgettable roller coaster. As fans applauded for Aaron's success behind the scenes, he disclosed years later that the pressure to perform and earn money for others frequently came at the expense of his own well-being. The glitz and glamour of Hollywood masked an industry that exploited its youngest stars for profit, leaving them, Aaron said, dedicating this to all of his fans on TV. By the time Aaron turned 15, cracks were already visible in interviews and on shows like MTV Cribs. In his later years, Aaron talked about feeling trapped by the entertainment machine. He claimed that major record labels owed him millions of dollars that he never saw, despite working tirelessly throughout his teenage years. He also named other artists like Michael Jackson and Brad Pitt. You mentioned that you took opiates for surgeries that you had in the past. Do you ever worry that you could overdose? It's always worrying, but I had to say goodbye to my sister in the coffin. In the years before his death, Aaron started posting cryptic warnings that he was involved in something far darker than just the typical struggles of fame. He claimed that it felt like unseen forces were behind his struggles, hinting at something sinister. Paisley, who he believed faced similar struggles, painted a damning picture of a system designed to control rather than nurture talent. I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, you look like you have AIDS, you should go die. I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn against me. Aon claimed that the music industry intentionally targeted young and vulnerable artists, ensuring that they became trapped in the very system that accelerated them. He also mentioned feeling alone, manipulated, and ultimately betrayed by those he trusted. In one chilling interview, he said, I feel like I'm being set up. They want me to fall. Furthermore, his social media posts became more irregular and alarming. Aaron Carter's final days were riddled with suspicion, mystery, and a palpable sense of fear. In his own words, Aaron often spoke about being watched and feeling unsafe, describing an overwhelming dread that seemed to haunt him. He openly expressed concerns about his life, suggesting that forces beyond his control were conspiring against him. At one point, he reached out to Kanye West, another prominent figure known for speaking out against what he perceives as Hollywood's hidden machinations. Aaron likely hoped to find an ally in Kanye, someone who might help him expose the secrets he believed were lurking in the entertainment industry. However, whatever plans Aaron may have had with Kanye or others came to an abrupt and tragic end on November 5, 2022, when he was found unconscious in his bathtub. The timing of Aaron's death raised many eyebrows. Just a day before, Hollywood had been abuzz with a high-profile celebrity birthday party, and the coincidence seemed too stark to ignore. While the official narrative centered on addiction and mental health struggles, many fans and conspiracy theorists speculated that Aaron's death was far from straightforward. They argued that his passing marked the culmination of years of exploitation and silencing. Aaron frequently expressed feeling used by others, a sentiment that became chilling after his death. Reports of Aaron's final hours only deepened the intrigue. On the night before his death, he missed a therapy session, an absence that seemed uncharacteristic given his reported efforts to seek help. In videos recorded shortly before his death, Aaron appeared visibly distressed, further fueling speculation that something more sinister was at play. When Aaron's housekeeper discovered his body, her actions only added to the mystery. Witnesses reported that she locked the door behind her after finding him, leaving his fate uncertain until the police arrived. This puzzling decision led many to question her motives. Had she been instructed to keep people out? And if so, by whom? The neighbors, who had rushed over after hearing the emergency call, later claimed they had been turned away, further raising suspicions. To complicate matters, some accounts suggested that the housekeeper had delayed first responders' access to the home, which led fans to believe she might have been attempting to hide or alter crucial evidence. Aaron himself had expressed fears about his immediate surroundings. He frequently stated that he didn't trust those closest to him, describing a feeling of entrapment that he struggled to escape. In one particularly haunting social media post, he wrote, "If something happens to me, just know I was trying to get out." This ominous statement has since become a focal point for fans who believe Aaron was aware of a looming threat. The circumstances of Aaron's death are riddled with unanswered questions. Why did the housekeeper act as she did? Who, if anyone, might have been orchestrating events behind the scenes? And why did Aaron feel so desperate and unsafe in the months leading up to his death? These questions linger, leaving a cloud of suspicion over the official narrative. To his supporters, Aaron's death is not just a tragic case of addiction or mental health struggles, but possibly a calculated act to silence a voice that had become too loud. For years, Aaron had been outspoken about his struggles, but in his final moments, it seems he felt utterly alone. Whether his death was the result of personal demons, external manipulation, or something far more sinister remains a topic of intense debate. What is certain, however, is that Aaron's story serves as a chilling reminder of the darker side of fame and the devastating toll it can take on those who dare to speak out against powerful systems. His tragic end continues to resonate, leaving his fans and loved ones searching for answers in the wake of his untimely passing. Could not help but recall Aaron's statement that he had been surrounded by people who might have been acting against his best interests. In addition, Aaron's personal life was just as chaotic as his professional life, characterized by rocky relationships and betrayal. For example, Aaron's engagement to Melanie Martin was rife with accusations of manipulation and conspiracies, and Aaron accused Melanie of helping his family put him under conservatorship. Aaron claimed that this was an attempt to control him and his finances, and that he was simply not the same after going through that level of betrayal. In one raw video, Aaron detailed instances of bodily harm, claiming that they left him emotionally and physically exhausted. At some point, Aaron had no choice but to file for a restraining order against Melanie and seek custody of their son in the hopes of finding peace away from the chaos. But if fans questioned Melanie's motives, with some speculating that she might have been part of the darker forces Aaron had long warned about. If you thought Melanie was hostile, wait until you hear what she did in the hours after Aaron's death. Believe it or not, Melanie showed up at Aon's house with moving trucks and packed up nearly all of his belongings. It's like someone died and your first instinct is to get movers to pack up trucks full of his belongings because you remember they weren't staying together, guys. Word on the street is that she was actually Aaron's handler. Not only that, but resurfaced photos of Aaron with powerful industry figures such as Diddy raised questions about whether he had been abused as a young star because, well, what else does Hollywood do best? These photos, along with Aaron's own stories of manipulation, painted a terrifying picture of a Hollywood system that preys on vulnerable talent. The mystery was further complicated by Aaron's connection to Kanye West, who was in the news for his own accusations against the same people mentioned in Aaron's downfall. Aaron even tweeted directly to Kanye, who is known to have claimed that these individuals were part of a powerful, secretive network that could silence anyone who didn't listen to them. With Hollywood walls currently collapsing after Diddy's arrest, fans can't help but I wonder if Aaron had discovered similar facts and if speaking out had made him a target. Now that 50 Cent is bringing this up, he is literally linking Diddy to Aaron's case. Oh, trust that if there is someone who is insane and unshaken, we'll always say that 50 is your guy. We have a big documentary about him that will be released soon, and I've been talking a lot about it on social media. He did it, and I'm the only one who has been vocal about this for a long time. Indeed, you've been saying this for a while, but no one was listening. Now it's coming out like crazy. You see, when you're in that dark, all you want to do is sit there and wait for the light to come. The only way out is to come forward and face your fears in order to become your own light. Now, Diddy comes in. In recent months, Diddy Combs has faced a lot of criticism due to some extremely disturbing allegations, ranging from federal racketeering charges to allegations of. You are not alone. Many fans share similar thoughts, especially since Aaron had a history of calling out exploitation in the entertainment industry. I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS, you should go die." I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to this cause. Aaron Carter's name has been making waves in the headlines, but this is where things take a turn for the worse. Aaron Carter spent years of his life giving everything to his fans, but in his later years, he began to feel betrayed. "I gave so much of myself to my fans, and now they've turned against me," he lamented. His downward spiral was often attributed to addiction and mental health issues, but whispers in the industry suggest there was far more to Aaron's struggles than met the eye. Among the most compelling rumors is that Aaron was preparing to reveal dark secrets about some of the music industry's most powerful figures, including Sean Diddy Combs. These alleged secrets could have put him in grave danger. One persistent rumor suggested Aaron had unearthed troubling information about Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. These gatherings, well known in the entertainment world, have long been surrounded by speculation and innuendo, with many insiders claiming they were far from innocent celebrations. If Aaron indeed discovered anything about these events, it's possible he became a target for those who wanted such information to remain buried. Adding to the intrigue, Aaron's connection to Diddy began early in his career. While their interactions weren't well documented, the timing of their meetings has led some to believe Aaron may have been exposed to the murky underbelly of the music industry during his formative years. Speculation abounds that Aaron may have seen or heard things that he didn't fully comprehend at the time, only to piece them together later in life when he was grappling with his own demons. More controversially, some have linked Aaron's alleged quest for the truth to claims made by Suge Knight, the notorious music mogul, who has repeatedly criticized Diddy's influence over young artists. So, Knight has accused Diddy of subjecting Justin Bieber and Usher to inappropriate and extreme treatment during their early years under his mentorship. He even alleged that Usher, as a young teen, was made to share a bed with Diddy during the early stages of his career, claims that sent shockwaves through the industry. These allegations also extended to Usher's family, with Knight suggesting they remained silent out of fear that speaking up would derail the young artist's career. Whether Aaron had heard similar stories or uncovered corroborating evidence remains unclear, but his apparent willingness to dig into these uncomfortable truths may have placed him in a precarious position. Aaron was no stranger to speaking out about the industry's darker side. He had a knack for stirring controversy with his candid comments. Once musing, "You think when you get older you'll mellow out? Not me. I think I'm just going to get worse." To many, this statement reflected Aaron's growing frustration with an industry he felt had exploited him. It's possible that, armed with potentially explosive information, Aaron decided to stop holding back, unaware of the risks he was taking. Some fans believe Aaron was also trying to connect dots regarding Justin Bieber and Usher's shared histories with Diddy. Both stars, during their formative years, were heavily influenced by Diddy's mentorship. If Aaron uncovered details about their experiences, he may have seen parallels to his own journey, fueling his desire to expose what he perceived as systemic exploitation. Aaron's struggles with his own family further complicated matters. In one nostalgic moment, he reminisced about his childhood, saying, "When my brother and I were young, we'd wrestle over Frosted Flakes, real brotherly stuff." Yet the bond between Aaron and his family frayed over time, leaving him feeling isolated and vulnerable. Whether Aaron's curiosity about Diddy and the industry's secrets was driven by a desire for justice or a need for validation is up for debate. What's clear is that Aaron was increasingly vocal about feeling betrayed by those closest to him, and his isolation only deepened as he began to speak out. In the wake of Aaron's untimely death, these rumors and allegations remain a haunting reminder of the potential dangers of challenging powerful figures in the entertainment world. Fans and critics alike continue to question whether Aaron's tragic end was merely the result of personal struggles or a more sinister attempt to silence someone who knew too much. I'm tired of this, sick of these people, sick of these haters and jealous people in real life too, and all I did was protect that girl. 50 Cent's recent comments about Aaron Carter's death have intensified the conversation he is suggesting Diddy might have had about these incidents or ones similar to them. His strange posts have increased fear, and his unexpected death has people wondering if he knew too much and if his death was a way to keep him quiet about the powerful people he was calling out. We all can't wait for the 50s Netflix documentary that purports to reveal everything about Diddy's dark side. This will be one for the books, you know. It's not just Aeon's story that has people suspicious of Diddy. Over the years, his name has been connected to other shady situations, such as the Nothing has ever been proven regarding the mysterious deaths of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., but the rumors have persisted in portraying Diddy as the man with significant power and many secrets. Theories regarding Tupac's passing have always been wild, with some people thinking that Tupac may have attempted to warn us about Diddy before his untimely demise. Tupac was vocal about betrayal in the music industry, particularly his feud with Diddy's Bad Boy Records, and in the years prior to his passing, Tupac made remarks that alluded to Diddy's involvement in the East Coast. The West Coast drama that rocked hip-hop in the past has fans wondering if Tupac saw Diddy as someone whose desire for power came at the expense of doing what's right. Well, I do think that Puffy was involved in the shooting, and I have evidence to support my claim, but this is private and between me and music. The night before Aaron was discovered, he was reportedly speaking to a number of people, but here's the odd part: his phone was discovered far from his body, which is a minor but extremely suspicious detail that has fans wondering why. Aaron's friends have repeatedly stated that he never left his phone alone, whether he was texting, posting, or scrolling. So why was it in a completely different location during his last moments? I wanted to try to wean myself off of this, and I must admit that some people think Aaron knew what was coming and purposefully left. Although he couldn't save himself, others believe that foul play may have been involved. If someone else was present when Aaron passed away, did they intentionally move his phone to hide their tracks? A phone isn't just for calls, it's like a digital diary that keeps call logs. He may have believed his phone held receipts, evidence of what happened in the days or weeks before his death. My family is aware that before I went to the doctors, I was taking Xanax and other medications, and they knew that I was going to see psychiatrists to do that. I know that there is no happy ending to any of those medications. As details come to light, fans are wondering if Aaron Carter's death was actually caused by his phone. If Aaron had been recording his fears or gathering information on influential people in the industry, his phone might have been the key to blowing everything open. Whether 50 Cent's claims are true or just part of his feud with Diddy, but one thing is certain, the dark secrets of the entertainment industry are being revealed. What do you think Aaron was silenced for? What did he know? Share your thoughts. If you think Diddy is bad, wait until you hear about his mother's shocking role in shaping who he became. Federal investigators are reportedly looking into the case, keeping the internet buzzing. Awful monster, if you haven't read the tale yet, check here. You won't believe what she did to Diddy when he was a youngster.